What is up, everybody? If you happen to be watching this on YouTube, if you're here in the chat, what is up? If you're watching on YouTube, like, subscribe, do your thing. I'm doing these every month. It is appreciated. And then obviously, if you're here on Twitch, do consider following, consider subbing. Look, we have the new month coming in, so we're trying to hit that sub goal. We're trying to get this going. Hitting that sub goal means I can continue to be a full-time streamer. But with that being said, we're gonna go ahead and get into January server tier list. January server tier list for New World gonna be coming down. Let's go. All right, guys, let's get it. So as you guys can see, I already put Eden, Friss, Medea, Themyscira, Mirrodin, and dead. I don't know why Great Cleave is still here, but it's dead too. We always remember Great Cleave PvP. I don't know why it's there. All right, guys, let's see where these guys go. So we'll go ahead and start out with COS, Castle of Steel. Now, last month, I believe COS was in S. I still think now one thing I do want to say before we get into placing these guys, I do want to say that New World has been experiencing a slight decline whenever it comes to kind of a slight decline whenever it comes to population. Not as much, obviously. We're not where we were. We're not down bad, but we are kind of experiencing a bit of a decline right now. So some of these servers are gonna feel in it. A viewer one at some point. Yeah, that sounds show for sure. Yeah, maybe we can do that sometime. Yeah, slight. Yeah, from what so we can see that some of the numbers are going down. So we'll see what this looks like here. Some of these servers are a little bit more affected, than it by others. So Castle of Steel. I still think COS. I think COS is probably still an S tier server. I think COS is probably still an S tier server. I think it has a it has a decent population. It has high competition, and I think that's very important, especially when it comes to the the territories and stuff. The competition over there, very awesome. Look, you got Supple, you got Bugaflu, you got Dropouts, you got all kinds of what is it? You have a good layer too. You have Don't Panic, you have Fed. You kind of have like your mid tier. Then you have your PvE companies. You have like your I guess I want to say refugees, but some of on the smaller brackets. You get a good ladder over there in COS, and I think COS still stands to be kind of one of the best servers to be on. I mean, quite frankly, I think it still is probably one of the best servers if you're looking to get into New World. If you're looking to play on a legacy server, COS is one of them. So I would definitely hold it down if personally. COS is there, guys. Heliopolis, Heliopolis, hopefully I'm saying this right. Heliopolis, I think Helio is interesting. We're going to be in Helio tonight. Now, I don't think a lot of people know Helio, and to be honest, I don't really know Helio either. But I do think that from what people are telling me, there is some slight competition starting to heat up. Like I said, we will be in Helio here at 9 o'clock tonight, so we'll see what one of those wars kind of look like. But to be honest, I don't really hear much people talking about Helio, and I think that's a problem. We haven't heard much about Helio at all. And that's just the case. It's the reality. So unfortunately for Heliopolis, I think it is going to have to go F for now. Again, we'll reevaluate the rankings after, but I think Helio is definitely in a rough spot, just since I know that correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure Frislandia merged into Heliopolis and it still didn't do too much. So it just kind of proving the fact that even a merge sometimes is not 100% gonna save a server or anything like that. So I mean, it is what it is. So free Heliopolis. All right, guys, let's go. Merge 10 players in, bro. All right, let's check out a humiliated atrocity on an F server tonight. Look, it could change. We'll see what it looks like at the end. We got Avalon over here. Now, Avalon used to be Mirrodin. So if you guys don't know, well, okay, hold up. Avalon was Avalon, but Mirrodin got merged into Avalon. So essentially making it, Mirrodin was one of the most, competitive fresh start servers. You had Vert, you have Borpa, you have Enough's Enough. And Avalon really was a pretty PvE server. Not many companies really went to Avalon. However, since the Mirrodin Marauders came in there, but since they came in there, it's been looking a little bit better for the Mirrodin squads. I know Notice is over there trying their best to hold it down for Avalon, but the Mirrodin companies, Borpa, Enough, pretty much took it over. I think the population's pretty decent. We've been seeing some pretty good population. It's not that bad for a fresh start server.
Subs out here.
Crash,
Let's
thanks
go.
for the gifted sub, man. Let's go. Let's go. Thank you, dude. And then I think Avalon is pretty solid when it comes to pop for a fresh start. I think... I don't know. The competition in Avalon's very interesting because we have Borpa and Enough kind of being the front runners, and they're kind of battling it out back and forth. But it looks like Borpa is just heavily in the lead. So Borpa is definitely kind of coming out as the front runner here in Avalon. But Enough trying to put up a fight there. But when it comes to competition in Avalon, I think it is starting to kind of get away from the pack. I think Avalon is probably I don't know. I think it's probably a B. I think Avalon's a B. I do know that some companies are starting to disband on Avalon. The thing is, I think Avalon is in. The thing Avalon is it's Avalon's lucky it has a couple solid companies that bring some good competition, in my opinion. But I think that it's on a downward trend. I know Avalon was up there at A last month, and I think Avalon is definitely on kind of the downtrend here. So we'll see what it looks like this month. But I think I do think if you were looking at it right now, you could say Avalon might be a little bit lower. I see some people in the chat saying that, but I think Avalon is still a B. I still think there's some hope for the server, and I think that there could still be some good things coming in there. So, all right, Amara, another fresh start server. Amara, another fresh start server coming in here, guys. So Amara is very interesting. I think that Amara still has some of the best competition. In my opinion, I think, Amara, you got Ordo, you got F Baller, you have, it's like, I feel like Amara is almost, and more, right, X payout, things like that. I think that Amara is pretty much the standout of a successful fresh start server. I think Amara has not been, I think Amara has been looking good compared to some other servers. It's got good competition. It has decent population. Yeah, so I think I'm gonna put Amara at A. I think it's still at A. I still think it's close. I just don't think, from what I'm hearing with the way the market's working, and a lot of people are telling me, I don't know. I'm still iffy about fresh start servers, in my opinion. I know that's, again, this is my opinion. I'm still iffy about fresh start servers. I'm just like, I don't know. I'm gonna have to see. I'm gonna have to see more. I think Amara has potential to be an S, but I just need to see a little bit more. I don't know I don't even know necessarily what I'm looking for. Again, it could just be bias, but I just seeing some of the trajectories, some of the other fresh start really, really scares me. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It's something weird about it, but let's go. Devour coming in. Devour, man. Devour is in a very, very interesting situation. About Amara. Yeah, I've heard that the market on Amara is like totally fucking weird. That's kind of what I'm talking about too. Like the fresh start, it's like I need to see a little bit more time to see what comes out from like Amara and some of the and some of that, because it's like it just seems so weird. Like there's some aspects about fresh start that just feels fucking weird. I don't know why. But all right, but Devour, let's talk about Devour a little bit. So Devour is interesting. We might be in Devour later tonight. We'll see. But yeah, Devour has definitely been on hard times. I think that Devour, unfortunately, we put put Devour at C last week, and I do think it might be going down from there. Man, the competition in Devour has been rough. You know, we have what declared over there. We see doesn't matter starting to come out. But really, man, it's Devour's just rough. The population has really declined over there, and I think it is going to be a solid D. I think you have declared over there, but really it's like the only company for a long time. And then we are starting to see others prop spawn out. We haven't seen doesn't matter, and some other, the Marauders are pretty much owning Devour if I'm not mistaken. Declared is pretty much the standout purple, but when it comes to high combat wars and stuff, there's not really many wars. There's not really Hydrometric check. I got you. There's not many wars. I don't know. It's interesting. So Devour, I think, holds a D. This D for Devour. D for Devour. Minotaur is this is still a live server, right? Minotaur is still a live server, right? Oh man, I need to have a dead, and then I need to have a who? Is it like is it not? It's not live. Yeah, I think it's dead. Yeah, I think it's dead. I don't know. I think Minotaur is definitely dead there. Yeah, unfortunate. Sentinel is God, sounds so mean. Is Sentinel still around? Yeah, I think Sentinel is still. Wait, mod check for what show? It says these people are on that. It says there's people on that server. Sentinel, I gotta say, yeah, Sweezy, we're gonna be catching it, bro. Yeah, I think. Sentinel's dead. Yeah, I think Sentinel's probably dead too. Man, I feel so bad, man. Yeah, I feel so bad. I don't hear anybody saying anything about Sentinel, and the unfortunate reality is, and not that I'm out here like, look, I need to know. But no, I'm just saying from what I have personally seen, I just have not seen much of them. Minotaur 900 and Sentinel 800. Yeah. Yeah, probably. All right. Seer, guys. All right. We got Seer. Let's go. Now, Seer is very interesting. Now, Seer has, I think, okay population. Is it? I mean, I think Seer's okay, right? To my knowledge, nobody. It is. I don't know. It's kind of medium pop, right? Medium low. Medium low pop, if I'm not mistaken. When it comes to wars we catch on there, we've only really caught Prim versus Uppies. Yeah, Seer 900 people. The thing that saves Seer has been the Prim versus Uppies, but to my knowledge, there hasn't been much else going on over there, and it's kind of interesting because it's like I don't really see many wars, things like that. I almost want to respectfully put them at C, literally just for all of the Prim versus Uppies in the last month, because it was a lot of fun, and it's been honestly some of the best wars that we've caught. Has been, but Prim did eventually beat Uppies, and I'm not quite sure if they're gonna bounce back. I think, and again, this is all my bias, right? This is all my bias. So I'm gonna put Seer at C because I think Seer is kind of the perfect C tier right now, at least for me personally. I like catching some of the bigger wars with some of the some of the more competitive companies like Prim and Uppies, but I haven't really seen anything else kind of come out from Seer. So that's the reality. It is what it is. Death. Wait, that's dead too. Lilith. Now, guys, look, we know that the peacocks, the birds of war, are over there on Lilith. I do know that there is a company, I think, that is somewhat led by Cosmic Scales. That is somewhat led by Cosmic Scales and things like that. So I do know that there's things going on over there. But aside from the peacocks, personally, you know what? If this was peacocks, I got love for the birds, dude. I got love for the birds. I put them way up here, but I think right now, unfortunately for Lilith, it's definitely at a D. Unfortunately, there's not much competitive competition or PvP from what I see. Nobody really talks about it. It's definitely rough, and I put it a D respectfully for the Peacocks. We have caught a war or two over there that were pretty fun in the last month. I could see some semblance of excitement or things coming out on the server, but for now, I think it's just a solid D. So let's go. Marama. Now, Marama is an interesting case, guys. Marama is very interesting because the thing about Marama is it's definitely seen better days. Marama has definitely seen better days. I know a lot of Marama is very heavily dying. So I know that pastrami, unfortunately, the meat boys over there have been, from what I learned, have been disbanding. I know that some other companies have been kind of having a hard time. I understand that you have some awesome competition on Marama at the moment when it comes to like 15K and strict, and there's a couple very strong companies, Maximum Effort as well, but I think the problem is strict and Maximum Effort kind of being against each other, and in general both being syndicate. It doesn't leave an area for a Marauder faction to really come out. I think the population is getting a little bit lower as well with people transferring out. It does make me worry about the server. Last week I had a Marama, or last month I had Marama at an S, and guys, I'm not gonna lie, I think Marama goes at C this week, or this month, just because I'm a little nervous. I have been catching a lot of fun wars over on Marama. I think the wars that I've caught have been pretty good, and I gotta respect that in the last month. We've been strict and 15K have been pretty exciting. I've seen a couple from, I guess, Maximum Effort really didn't really fight too much. I didn't really see them fight like 15K or anything, but either way, it sucks to see Trip going, man. The more I talk about this, does Marama go lower? Shit, I'm almost psyching myself out here. I'm like, I think Marama's C, and then part of me is like, damn, do I go to D? Like, I'm talking more about it, but like, I don't know, man. It's rough. D or F? I am thinking about, that's what I'm thinking about, because I'm really thinking about, if I was somebody coming into a server, what would I think? I feel like Marama is pretty fragmented. I think that's the biggest part. I think that's the biggest part about Marama is it's super fragmented right now. I think that's a problem. I think I might have to, man, but do I put it below Seer? I'm sorry, I'm questioning myself, man. Do I put Marama below Seer though? Like, I feel like that's disingenuous. I don't know. I don't think I can do that. No, I think that's illegal. I actually think that's like kind of illegal. No, I think Marama is better than Seer. I think Marama is better than Seer. I think I'm gonna keep it at C. I'm not gonna get swayed. I think Marama C. We'll check it all out at the end. Olympus, guys. Now it's no secret Olympus has been dying. The thing about Olympus is Lunchbox. The thing about Olympus is they somehow do manage to get like a Photic and Ouroboros fighting. The biggest problem about Olympus is Top G ended up leaving, pretty much cementing Olympus as almost a dead server. You have a Photic and Ouroboros over there, but I mean, aside from that, the population isn't necessarily nothing to write home about. I don't know. I think, I very rarely catch an Olympus war. Like there are a few that come down. I think Oro and a Photic, rough. I think I got to put Olympus. I think I'm gonna put Olympus at D. I'm gonna put it at D. Honestly, a high D. I know that sounds weird, but I still look forward. And this is bias a little bit, right? I still look forward to an Aphotic versus Ouroboros. Whenever I look at Lilith and Devour, I kind of think, I kind of think like You know, I can't even name kind of two big companies to fight each other. So I think Olympus being able to catch an Aphotic and Ouroboros is always a fun war. So gotta put it at D. And the server pops are kind of similar with each other. So let's get it. Orofina. Now Orofina, guys. Orofina, guys. Look, we all know Orofina. It's a poppin' server. Oro is pretty fucking juicy right now. Hell, I'm on Oro. I think Orofina is probably about the easiest high tier to give out. In my opinion, I think Orofina is very good. You have a lot of competitive companies. Now we have West Bench, which is a new company coming over here. You have Top G coming over here. You have Cosmic. You got Blokes. You got Horizon. You got all these other you got a ton of companies over here. You have a lot of PvE. You have a lot of PvP. I think Orofina is a standout. And guys, I'm not gonna lie, it's an S tier. Orofina is an S tier. I can't even beat around the bush. Orofina is an S tier server, and I'm not gonna lie, I think I would rather be in Orofina than COS. And look, that's just my opinion. I think Orofina probably is the best server right now. Now I'm not saying that it's mostly. I don't think it's necessarily the most competitive when it comes to top companies. I don't want people to take that you know, out of context here, because I think that COS, you still got the dropouts, you still got the supple boys, you still got Bug over there, and I know Orofina has some big hitter companies as well, but I just feel like out of all the servers that I've been in, especially in the past, I'm in Orofina right now, and it just feels nice. Like I don't know why, Orofina just feels like a very good spot. I don't know why. I feel like I've been having fun in Orofina personally. So, yep, I think I'm going to go with the Orofina. All right, guys. COS has too many warloggers. Yeah. All right, guys. Then we got Valhalla coming in here. Valhalla coming out. Valhalla is interesting because, unfortunately, we've seen Valhalla kind of have a rough time. Valhalla kind of had a rough time in the sense of leaked. Ended up, I think they disbanded. One of the server companies that kind of came in over here from Eden, unfortunately, did disband. We saw Mamooks. Mamooks had a hard time. Yeah, I think they're dead. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken. We saw Mamooks kind of have a hard time, but we got DSS, we got heaters. You know, we have the Borpa boys. You do got some fun wars and top competition going down over there on Valhalla. The population is pretty solid. I think it's pretty good. I think Valhalla is definitely pretty solid. I think I would put Valhalla at an A tier for sure. I think Valhalla definitely deserves A. I think I think it's a pretty good. I think it's a pretty good server. The population is pretty solid. You got a good chunk of companies that have good foundation, and I think that there's some PvE companies. There's some PvE companies over there as well that hold it down. In my opinion, I think the only thing that Valhalla could use a little bit more is a little bit more of spicy competition. I think that's the thing about Valhalla is it doesn't seem like much things flip. Like DSS isn't really beating, you know, isn't really beating like the heaters and stuff. And heaters fight Borpa, but Borpa hold it down every time. Really, like it's kind of, I don't know. You know, I want to see Valhalla get a little more spicy. But I think the foundation you have in Valhalla is pretty standard. And I think that a lot of the companies know a lot what's going on over there. So yeah, I think that's pretty fair. I think it's pretty fair to keep them there. So we have Orofina, COS in A, Amara, Valhalla, or my bad, in S, Amara and Valhalla in A. We have Avalon and B, Marama taking a L this month. I hate to see it over here in C, Seer and C, which is you know, I mean, kind of respectful. I mean, you know, pretty respectfully. D, we got Olympus, Devour, Lilith, and then Heliopolis, which we'll be catching a Helio War. It could be fun. We'll be catching a Helio War here in just about about 20 some minutes. So yeah, I think this is going to end my list. Yep, I think this is going to end my list here. I'm pretty happy with this. If you guys happen to be watching this on YouTube, once again, man, thank you guys for being here. You know, consider liking, consider subscribing. You know, I'm trying to hit 1,000.